This takes us to education. The education system in Illinois is broken. If we have learned anything from the pandemic, it is that parents need to have a greater say in their child's education. What would you like to see changed to improve the Illinois education system?
One thing that I would like to see change is that we get more citizens involved at the school board district. Both candidates up here, especially Erik, has worked with the school system and know that if we don't have parent participation in the schools, they run amok. Now, at the county, we don't have too much to do with the school districts. We do have a superintendent that is qualified to ensure that the safety is there, but as a county board member, all I can do is encourage, the citizens to take up the mantle and hold their school board members accountable for their decisions that they make, and also should be tied that if they're producing bad results, they're not rewarded with a pay raise. We have to make sure that we, ring in that as well. Thank you.
Everything he said, and then some. One of the issues is where the Republican Party can really step in is to have a bench of individuals who want to run for school board. Doesn't pay anything. It's a lot of hard work. Ask Erik. But that's where we need to start. You need to have people that serve on those boards that reflect your values. Number two, state of Illinois. They got to get out of education. If I see one more piece of legislation that requires schools to teach 6 hours of civics and 8 hours of Asian history and 9 hours of, it takes away the ability for schools to teach children the way that the school board chooses to teach them, as opposed to having to meet all the mandates that the state of Illinois requires. Also, leaving you with a really sad statistic. Do you know that more than 70% of your property tax bill is for the schools? Do you also know that it's under 25% voter participation in those school board elections? You have less than 25% of the people determining those people that serve on that school board that are responsible for 70% or higher of your property taxes. Again, this is where the Republican Party can step in and have a bench team and have those people run for those school boards and have your values reflected better.
So, as I said earlier, I served 8 years on District 15 in McHenry. Education is important. It is something that we as a society value. But we as a society are not picking the best people to lead our education systems. Like Pam pointed out, the turnout in school board elections is dismal. The turnout at all elections at this point generally is dismal. But the school board elections, there's other things, they're scheduled in an off year. So you get those who have a vested interest in the school system expanding and becoming more powerful, having the most incentive to go out and vote in those elections. We, as conservatives, need to make sure that we've got conservatives on the ballot. Because if you don't get good people on the ballot, then you don't have a choice when it comes to election day. You're choosing between the lesser of 5 evils or however many seats you have up. So during my time on the school board, I pushed back against some of the policies that were coming from Springfield and just some of the craziness that now has led to the buzz term now is CRT, but it goes back to intersectionality. This is not something new. This is something that has been ingrained in all of our public school textbooks for decades now. You can't find textbooks without these ideas built into them. That's why school choice is important. We need alternatives so that we have options for conservative parents to send their schools to schools that are going to match their values. We need more homeschoolers. We need more private schools. We need to be looking at ways that our school districts can work to create alternative schooling options rather than just expanding the cookie cutter system that's not working. When you look at the scorecards that the state puts out for school districts, you will have schools that look like they're doing great, but dig further into those report cards and you will find that they are skewing the results based on CRT-based ideologies, and that the schools that look like they're doing the best really are not.